producing an installation like this is very similar to making a movie, because with a movie you go and see the film, you've no idea how many years and all the people that were involved in making it. And with VR it's very similar, because you've got all these physical things, so that's your set, your props, all of that. You've got your virtual stuff. You've got to make the virtual models and the textures, and you know, so it's like it's almost like all these you're all these different movie departments, and you're wearing that hat. And then it's not quite like a script, but it is kind of a script, you know, that creates this world, and that takes months. And then people might come and see what you've done, and hopefully they'll go, wow, but they also might go, there's not a lot, it's just a landscape. But if you knew what it took to produce that landscape, it's a hell of a lot of effort that you don't see for those 8 minutes of where you experience that day-night cycle. And that's interesting, because I don't think people appreciate what goes into making a virtual reality environment or an installation like that. I have a very strong IT background, so in terms of picking up and running with software, it's not that hard. But learning to work in a 3D space is a whole different ballgame. I sat in on a module to learn Unity as an immersive product, and then I had to learn how to use the modeling tools like Maya, and then Substance Designer, which is a way that you can create textures. And then all of these didn't happen simultaneously. I suppose I learned how to use the 3D environment first, and then later, and then I used different textures that I hadn't created. Then I went on to create textures, and so it was like a rolling process, if you like, of learn something, do it, and then learn something else. So, you know, you only become expert at something by using it, and it takes a long time. It's a lot of months of work and trying things and discovering that it doesn't work that way. And on top of that, you've got scripts. You have to write scripts in C#. So, I mean, I have a programming background, but I'm not a C# programmer, so I had to learn how to use that. There's a lot of background. What you see at the end is the result of months of work, of researching it and using it and learning it. Other subjects that I might have covered. Well, I have got quite a background in theatre. I've been involved in a lot of technical theatre and so forth, so I suppose that already came, I came along with that territory. I think that I examined VR a lot more broadly than just the bit that I was doing. So I looked at a lot of different applications of VR. I've written about a lot of different things, a lot of different topics on VR, and that all helps to inform back into what I'm actually doing. And I did do a summer project as well, where I created a VR MRI scan simulation for another department, and the person lay on a bed, and then they were actually put on the thing, and they're actually inside the scanner, and then the scanner makes all the noises. And so nevertheless, all of those things come back in to everything you do informs your research in one way or another, even though some people might think, oh, why are you looking at sports or medical applications of VR? Because there are psychological aspects to that. There are all kinds of aspects that you think, oh yeah, or you might want to use it as a reference. So my research was very broad, my topic was quite narrow.